What is up, ladies and gentlemen? CJ the G's DJ here, and we're back with another episode of A to Z of the Ark Dinosaurs for you guys today. And as you can probably tell, we are focusing on the Allosaurus today. So guys, first off, we're going to go over how to tame them. Now, in order to tame the Allosauruses, you need to separate them from the pack. You can see here there are 3 of these big boys, and they are very big boys. Now, they will spawn in packs of 3 in the wild, so do take note of that as well. And if you don't feel like you can handle them, be very careful, because these guys will destroy you if you aren't careful. Now, whenever you find a pack, you can tell which one is the strongest from the one that has the glowing orange body. Now, you can see here this guy will level 70. The other one out there, level 10, and I don't know where the other third one went, but you can guarantee that it's lower than level 70. Now, in order to tame this guy up, you want to get rid of the 2 pack mates that they have. This will make things a lot easier. You'll take a lot less damage, and it'll just be a lot easier to knock out as well, because they do take reduced damage while the pack leader buff is active. So there are a couple of options to deal with this. The first being you could kite these guys into a trap, and you could kill off the 2 extra tribe mates, squad mates, whatever you want to call them, and then go about knocking out the pack leader. Or you can bring a Quetz along, pick up the pack leader, and just take it back to another trap that you have. And that's a lot easier alternative. However, if you don't have access to a Quetz, the trap will definitely work wonders for you, and that will also protect you from the Allo attacks, because these guys can deal a lot of damage. Now, once you've successfully dealt with the pack mates, you will then be able to knock out your Alpha. Now, you can see here we're going to fire a Trank Dart into the Alpha. It only took 34 damage. That is because it's got the pack leader buff active. If we were to go ahead and just kill his pack mate here, if we can pull it off, there we go. So that boy is dead. He'll lose the pack leader buff in just a second. They will also run away. I forgot to mention, pack leaders will run away if their pack is dead, which is why you want to make sure you build a trap for them, because you can see here this guy is running away. Now, obviously, you can catch him and knock him out, and they will eventually re-aggro on you, but once again, they will actually run away once their pack is dead. So you saw before he took 34 damage from the Trank Dart. We just hit him again for double that damage, because the pack leader buff does reduce the amount of damage they take by half, which is an incredible amount of damage. So we're just going to stick on this guy and knock it out. Now, in order to knock it out, it's a simple knockout tame. You can use long necks, you can use crossbows. If you do use a crossbow, be careful to time your shots and to aim for the head, because these guys can potentially die off crossbow taming. Obviously, you would need a pretty strong crossbow to do that, but nonetheless, you can still kill these guys with crossbows. I would recommend a long neck and tranquilizer darts, or even shocking tranquilizer darts, which is exactly what we're using here. So once you've gotten this guy knocked out, you can use extraordinary kibble, or you can use raw mutton to tame it up. Even prime meat will do the job. These hyenodons are doing the job of actually killing this for us, which is wonderful. There goes the Allo that we're going to knock out. So you can use mutton or the extraordinary kibble. It's up to you. Extraordinary kibble is obviously the best. However, if you don't have access to that, mutton is the next best thing. My apology, guys. It's not extraordinary kibble. It's superior kibble. So you can use superior kibble to tame them up. Superior kibble is the next level down from the last kibble that I said. So you can use that to tame them up. And yeah, I would recommend it once again, because it is easier to use than mutton. So guys, once you've got an Allo tamed up, you can see we've got 4 here. You will want to try and tame these guys in packs, because that is where all their damage lies. If we were to run away here, you can see we've got the pack buff in the top right hand corner. See there under the level up, it says pack leader. We're just going to chuck all this into health real quick. So you can see at the top there, the green fangs, we've got pack leader buff. Now, if we attack something, you'll see there that we hit for 145, which is a nuts amount of damage. And as well as that, we'll also have access to the shear ability, which you can see is the right click, and that does damage over time to whatever it is that we hit, aside from bosses. So do take note of that as well. But if we do wander far enough away from our pack, we will lose the pack leader buff, and we'll also lose our shear ability, as well as a bunch of damage. So you can see here, before we were hitting for, I think it was 125, we are now only hitting, 145. We are now only hitting for 72. So our damaged output is halved. As well as that, our damage that we take is also increased. So you definitely want to use packs with these guys. It's a big help, trust me. You don't really want to take these guys out solo, because you run the risk of A, not dealing enough damage, and B, dying if you come across something too powerful. So do be careful. Make sure you use your packs with these guys. Once you've got your pack, you can pretty much take on any wild creature across the arcs, excluding obviously like Gigas and maybe Titans and like the Titanosaur and bosses. But you can still deal a crap ton of damage to whatever it is that you come across. Now, another note to note is that you can also use these guys for boss battles. The only boss I would use him for, however, is the Megapithecus, because the Megapithecus is the weakest of the bosses. You can definitely bring a couple of alloys leveled up in health and melee damage to deal with the Megapithecus boss. Do note, however, that the sheer ability will not work on the Megapithecus. So you need to be aware of that, otherwise you could be walking into a trap. Now, if you do have more than, I believe it's 5 alloys, you will notice that more than one of them will get the buff. You can see here we've got 4, and one of them, another one of our alloys actually has the pack leader buff, which is kind of strange actually. So do note that as well, but you will most likely be riding on the strongest allo in your pack. So that gives you the opportunity to deal even more damage. But these guys really shine when there's like 10 of them, because you got like 3 or 4 of them with the pack leader buff, and they just dish out some insane amount of damage. Do note this is only like a level 71. We've got like crappy melee damage, crappy HP. It's all that sort of stuff, crappy stamina. So you definitely want to try and breed these guys up and get decent saddles for them. Now, another bonus of the allos is that breeding them is relatively easy. Their eggs don't have a long hatch time, and as well as that, their saddle costs is relatively cheap when you compare it to what you're getting. And their saddle blueprints are also pretty abundant in cave drops for like the higher tier ones. And like I said, their crafting costs are slightly lower for what you get. Like the allos are absolute powerhouses. They also have one of the coolest color schemes, I reckon, out of any of the dinos. Like the color schemes that you can get through mutations and breeding and stuff like that, and like event dinos, is actually pretty gnarly. You can get like bright purple allos, and they've got really cool color patterns. Really a big fan of the allos. But yeah guys, I am 99% sure that that is everything to do with the allos. So let me know what you thought of the video down below, guys. Let me know if I missed anything. I'm like 99.999% sure I haven't. But if I have, let me know down in the comments and I'll address it. But on that, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will catch you in the next one.